intent of the Nonprofit Management Academy is to take people who are in nonprofit management roles, and it's not always the director. Sometimes it's somebody who is in operations or development. It really could be any position, and make sure that they have some organizational training. What we find in nonprofits a lot is people kind of come up through the ranks, and so they might have been trained as a social worker, or they might have been trained in psychology, or those kinds of things, but they don't necessarily have formal training in some of the more business-like aspects of nonprofits, like human resources, evaluation, fund development, board training, some of those kinds of things. And so the intent of the Nonprofit Management Academy is to really raise the capacity of our community's nonprofits to do their job better.
This was a really nice partnership because the Nonprofit Management Academy does the whole gamut of what nonprofits need to be trained in, from finance to marketing to board development. We've just been very lucky to get really great trainers that come in, whether it's local people that are consultants or just highly knowledgeable and kind of experts in various nonprofit fields. We've also brought in regional people, Des Moines, and national people as well. So people are getting access to really great trainers when they come to these sessions, and it's very casual. It's not you can ask questions, you can interact, you can give specific examples from your organization. And the class sizes are small enough too that there's time for that built in. So I think it's a really great workshop format that they've set up.
Today I am the trainer for the Nonprofit Management Academy in Linn County, and the topic that we're doing today is program planning and evaluation.
It's just as important to take out outputs as it is to put outputs in that don't make sense for our outcome base. And I'm not trying to tell you it's an easy thing to do, because it's not. People get very emotionally attached to the activities that they do, myself included.
So I think one of the main benefits that people get is exposure to best practices in subject matter that they just really don't know anything about. But I think a very close second is networking. People get to find out, other agencies have some of the same strengths and some of the same struggles that they have. And sometimes nonprofit work can be a little isolating because we tend to be operating on a shoestring budget, isolated areas.
Well, the biggest thing that I've taken away from my classes that I've taken so far is just a connectedness to the other nonprofit organizations in the community, because it's neat to know what they're doing and some of the struggles that they have, even if it's a health agency rather than a youth serving agency, are the same. And so it's kind of a sense of camaraderie.
Or if you take notes of who you met that day and what their organization does, or what kind of the conversations that you had with those people, that kind of resource, you can't buy it, you can't. And so it isn't just like sitting in a classroom and holding your hands. This open forum really works well for me.
There's so much more value just beyond the content. Obviously, when I've signed up for these courses, it's because I had an interest in the content area, but what you get from it is so much more. Yes, you get the materials, yes, you get some new information or the validation, but again, the relationships as well as the knowledge that comes out of meeting with a group of individuals, and the information that comes out of the discussion is just so very valuable.
It was really good for me to reflect on where I'm at, and kind of the way I see things isn't necessarily the way that my volunteers see things, and so it was a really good experience for me to go through the process of reframing my perspective, and so it's been very good for me in relationship building with my volunteers, but it's been very good for me in working with my high school students as well.
I'm always taking notes on specific things related to my job, and in particular looking at how can I help others as well within my organization. It's not always falls on my shoulders of all the pieces of the puzzle that we talk about, but sharing that information with the other folks that I work with.
So we get feedback all the time from people that said, this is really, really helpful information, and we appreciate that we've been able to kind of partake in this. And it's nice when it's just a day-long thing too. Sometimes those conferences that are longer, while they're important, it's harder for nonprofits with small staffs to get away for a while and take the time to do that. So these day-long workshops are nice and short and intensive, and they walk away with a lot of information. I think that people can know that nonprofit employees are taking time out of their schedules to get this type of training and to better their skills and to learn the ins and outs of how their nonprofit should be performing at a high level, then it's just going to enhance the quality of services and just really the whole nonprofit sector, and in turn help the communities and the people that live here.
You know, communities in today's world with economic issues and, you know, social, emotional issues, educational issues really need nonprofits, and we need nonprofits that work well and efficiently. And I think that the Nonprofit Management Academy is a way that Extension can really contribute in a real tangible, practicable way to the social and economic capacity of the communities that it serves.